Hey, welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating Christian. And of course, with my co host, Brother Nate. Just let me know when you're ready, sir. And all of you beautiful people here at Cap Hill, of course, it is famously called over here. Thank you for coming out. And hey, what's going on, sir? Nice to see
Hey,
you.
hey, Happy New Year's, Happy New
Happy
Year's,
New Year
Happy
to
New
you.
Year's.
Right. Happy
How
New
is
Year to you too.
everyone?
Hopefully everyone is good. Hey Shay. Hey Melissa Scott. How are you? Happy New Year to you.
Hey,
Happy New
chat
Year.
family, how y'all doing?
What's
Happy
going
New Year's
on?
to everybody.
Right.
Hey,
Pop
Pat.
them bottles. Hey, what's
Uh-huh.
going on,
Oh,
Babs?
there was a lot of popping, but it wasn't no
Yeah,
bottle.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, a lot of is going on. Let's see. Let's just get into it. New Year's. I don't make resolutions because I just don't. I just do whatever you do, and you just do it. I mean, I don't. I never understood the resolution thing because a lot of times people don't stick to them. So I just so you just set goals for yourself and just do them without making a set kind of thing. Like I have to do this within the year. If you go and set a goal, just accomplish the goal that you set.
I'm not going
But
to start out the year lying,
right. I
especially
mean,
that to myself.
right. I'm gonna go work out. You be there January 2nd, 3rd, 4th. By the 5th, you.
You
I
lied
go back during Black History Month or something
uh,
stupid. So
six months down the line, you'll be lying
yeah,
to yourself.
you don't do it. So instead of starting the year off lying to yourself, if you're going to set a goal, just set a goal and just stick to it, um, and just push forward. Try not to set up false expectations, but
Yeah, don't
definitely,
set yourself up so early in the year.
yeah, right. Don't do it to yourself. It's a clean slate, a clean start to just start anew, um, but try a different way. Okay, because maybe those resolution things don't work for everybody.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't tell a lie.
Yeah. Don't do that. But
Oh,
anyway,
this is the first one for the year. Wait a minute. Patty.
right.
Here we go. The first one of the year.
Right. But it is great to see you all in this new year of 2023 with a lot of the same and new shenanigans uh, in the news world and other places. So when you thought maybe 2023 was going to be a new year of new things and something different, nah, not so much. Not so much. But before I get started, I do hope everybody had a great Christmas and New Year's. It's great to, of course, see you all. And it's nice to, come into a new year and not see familiar faces, but familiar screen names
Mhm. Yes, that is
in the
true.
chat. Right.
But it
So,
works. It works.
yeah, it works. Right. Uh,
Definitely works. Now let's talk about last week. I thought we were off last week.
oh, well, I mean, we could have been, but I don't know. I just didn't have nothing to do, so I just popped on.
Oh, well, you could have just said,
Yeah.
hey, you could have hit me up. Hit a brother up. I roll over. I was like, wait a minute. I missed the memo.
Yeah, well, my bad.
No,
And then I
no,
just
you know what
felt
it was
like,
like? Oh, I thought I was off today.
uh,
Oh, shit, I was supposed to work. Now.
no, you could have been off today. I'm not that bad. I just felt like I wasn't doing anything. There wasn't really
Mm,
nothing going on.
going on here. Thank goodness.
Yeah, for the most part.
Hey,
So
Nessa, how you doing?
I felt like just popping on, but I do apologize if you felt that I slighted you. It wasn't
Yes,
that
because you
way
know
at all.
there was something missing. That was me.
It wasn't you. It wasn't on purpose at all. Uh, Not at all. So please hold it to my mind, not my heart, because definitely wasn't the case. All right. Because we won't be out here fighting in these streets.
Oh no, there was enough popping New Year's. I didn't know
right.
what was real and what wasn't, and I was
No,
like, "Ooh,
just fireworks on this side
yep.
of Maryland.
Oh
Just
no,
fireworks. But yeah.
I can't say that. All I did was turn back over. I wasn't going to look because I didn't want to be the statistic first one
Yeah.
of the year.
Right. That is true. And speaking of the year, even before I get to the news, the weather has been hella crazy. Just
It's
Christmas, it was like
ridiculous.
bone chilling.
It
And
is
then it was like
ridiculous.
60 degrees
It's 60 degrees down here. We done went
for
from
the past 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
what 8 degrees.
Right. From 25 one night, it was like 25 degrees.
Oh, what you mean
Uh,
one night? It was a many
yeah,
a night.
it was a few nights. It was like
Look,
20
you can feel that.
degrees.
You can feel that air coming through every little crack. I was like, where did all this air? If you were to light a candle, you could see it just waving.
It was so cold, and now to be in the 60s, I'm not mad though. But yeah, global warming is a real thing. That's
Oh
all I'm
yeah,
saying about
yeah. Ask them
that.
down south and
Yeah,
out California. They
right.
better collect all that water while they can. They'll be crying about a drought again.
Yeah, they better suck it up. But anyway, before we go, let's get started into this. All right, all right, all right. So let's get into a little bit of this.
Melissa, you not funny.
What she say? I can't. I'm not looking at the chat.
Oh, she says I'm beginning to think that Rico's got something to do with that global warming with this weather.
You know what? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Which Rico are we talking about?
We talking about Rico up New York Rico.
They both
Bella, the cat
uh,
Rico.
uh,
Not Rico the Brat. Rico the Brat was kind of spicy last week, wasn't he?
yeah, for no reason.
I
But
told you sometimes he's sweet, then he's sour. Boy.
he's better now. He was Sour Patch Kid, but he's better now.
Partaking of the libations, is that what it was?
I don't know what it was.
No.
He seems to be better now. Yeah, so let's get into something that is like not surprising, but of course everybody was talking about it. And of course, before I even get to this Cheeto clown, let's have a moment for all the people that have left us in 2022 going on to 2023. First, of course, there's one of the sisters from the
Pointer Sisters.
Pointer Sisters. Yes.
Anita.
Yes. Anita has left us, which they wasn't talking about because everybody was talking about Barbara Walters and everybody else. But yes, Barbara has 2020'd her ass up into the heavenly gates or wherever she may be.
Yeah.
To wherever she may be. A pioneer of making the whole woman talk group kind of thing, a thing on TV. And now you have the talk and the View still kicking.
Yeah.
Even though they're kicking girls out. Yeah, she set the template for that. So, you know, in a way, I guess shout out to her for that. You had the sisters table or the table with sisters, that BET show that was on there with the sister talk or what have you.
Okay, yeah, they had someone that had the talk, the View, the real,
yeah,
all kinds of
shows,
like I said, so many groups out there that imitated
her little formula. But yeah, so you know they've marched on up to glory and definitely
right, Patty. Ruth is the only one of the Pointer Sisters left. I didn't know that the youngest one had
the youngest one has passed.
And Bonnie Pointer also.
Yep. So she's the only sister left.
Yes, right. Fred White of Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yes, the drummer.
It was a couple other ones.
Yeah,
from those
the
groups.
Earth, Wind and Fire just
didn't one of the writing group Doja Holland that did a lot of the Motown hits and things like that, wrote for them, and the Philadelphia sound. I think one of them passed also. It was so many. Everybody was
everybody was cashing their tickets. Yeah, cashing their tickets real early for that train.
Hey TC, how you doing?
Definitely want to give homage to them for their works on this earth. You know, and do that. All right. So here we talk about this man's tax returns. Do we need to? I mean, I'm so like, okay, where's the surprise? Where's the gotcha? The man has spent years making sure you didn't know that this stuff was out here. And he was able to do so not only just by the aid of his own legal counsel, but by the government, who, if it was anybody else, they would go after. The IRS covered up for his tail. All these other government agencies.
Can we say white privilege?
Yeah,
at its best.
Can we? So now to act like, oh, well, he's only paid taxes for this and that and the other, and it's funny how he paid taxes for his the Scotland resort that he had over in Scotland and Ireland, his Trump resort there. But let's not forget, he also charged the United States and the Secret Service and everybody who stayed there. He charged them. So what were you really paying taxes on? Were you just paying some of the money back that you charged? So that way it wouldn't be a big thing. It'd be like, well, if I charge you and I give some back, is that going to be an okay? You know what I'm saying? Because he charged everyone. Taxpayers paid.
They paid for that. They paid for that. Everybody paid for that presidency and still paying.
And right. So I'm just like, I don't. Guy, go somewhere, okay? I don't even know. I mean, we've talked about it numerous times that he's cheated on his taxes and underwritten a lot of stuff that he's had to make sure he didn't pay, if no taxes at all, very minimal taxes. At one point, he only paid $750.
Was that 2 years in a row?
Yes, on his taxes.
What was the last time you paid $700?
Right, $750. Right.
You might have got back that amount because they cut the rest.
If that. And not to mention that in his last year in office, he didn't pay any taxes, nor did he contribute any donations. Now, remember, he talked about how his whole entire presidency, he wanted his salary to be donated to charities.
It was a charity of Trump.
Right, exactly. Because the amount of charities that he actually has donated since he was in office totaled right up under his salary, about $372,000. He only, the salary is of a president is like $400,000. So right up under his salary was what he donated for the entire time in office. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, once a crook, always a crook. I really just don't understand, the whole thing with, oh, we got his taxes. You already knew he was crooked to begin with.
But they saw them. They knew what they were about because at one of the debates, they brought up the fact that he only paid seven. Is it true that you only paid $700?
I call it smart. I call it smart business. No, it's called robbing.
And his fan club would say, "Oh yeah, he is smart because he got away with not paying taxes." He was smart in doing that.
They talk about he used in the article
it from you too.
Yeah. In the article, it talks about him utilizing the tax codes to maintain his wealth and not be able to pay taxes. But does that make it right? Because you're looking at everyday Americans who are paying taxes and paying an arm and a leg in these taxes, sometimes not even getting refunds. I can't tell you the last time I received a tax refund. Every time it's about you owe something for this, and it's like, well, oh, okay, where'd that come from? But a person like this can sit here and, pay little to nothing for taxes and be awarded for it. And not be chased down. IRS ain't knocking down your door. You're not getting notices of having your wages garnished or anything of that nature. So it's just real funny. Some people call it
grabbing the president's. Can you imagine them garnishing the president's check? He gonna look at that shit that snatched it up.
Right. Snatched up his whole check. And then we talk about something. You sure you want to live in the White House?
Yeah. But you're right. TC says, I'm on salsa that they acted surprised. Yeah, because they already knew.
Yeah, but
They already knew.
right, and that's the issue here, and especially when you have other artists who um, have had tax issues and they've been thrown in jail.
Oh, Wesley Snipes.
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes,
They got
and
Blade, man. They got
right,
Blade.
and their careers suffered. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
had Little Kim in jail. Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill ain't never recuperate after that. She's
No,
still back.
she hooked up with the Marleys, man. That was it. That was it. I don't know what it is about that ganja.
I don't know. It's something.
Whew.
Yeah, she ain't been right since. Also, speaking of crooks or crooked people, this Republican candidate out of Long Island who lied about everything, Mr. Santos.
Are they still going to swear him in?
Yeah.
But there's a report coming from, I believe it's Brazil. They had a warrant out for him also.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, everything with him was a lie.
His entire campaign was an entire lie. And the fact that nobody, not even Kevin McCarthy's ass, and I'd say just because this is breaking, excuse me, with the Kevin McCarthy thing, if ever a kiss ass and then you got your ass handed to you, or you felt like a donkey at the end of the day for all the kissing that you was doing to somebody, and then when it's your turn to kind of get that kind of handout, or that, okay, I know I got this in the bag because I've done all the dirty work. When it's time for you to get that little, all right, now it's time to cash in, and you get basically your ass handed to you because nobody's voting for you after all the shit you've done. Actually, the Trump supporters who are still in Congress are now turning their backs on you, and you can't break the total it costs to actually be the Speaker of the House. That must feel like shit. And the same Trump supporters who you have backed, who you have gave money to, won't vote for you. It's a damn shame.
They had 3 votes today. I was kind of, I was asleep. I was in and out listening to it, and I was like, "Oh, they on number 3 now."
He needed 5 votes. He needed 5 votes because all of the kind of votes that he could spare were given away. If they weren't given away to someone else, Jeffries was getting it.
Yeah, but 20 people voted against him.
Yeah. How about it went from 19?
First was 19 to 20.
Right, it went from 19 to 20. Then it went from 19 to 20. The third vote, I think it was like 20, 21, 22. So each time he has not crossed the threshold to be Speaker. This morning, during their private session, it is reported that he went off on his colleagues and basically cursed them out. But
it sounds like he pissed somebody off.
I mean,
he had lost one more vote. It's like, fuck that shit. You ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way.
Right, but I mean, you pissed yourself off because at the end of the day, you was the one doing all the water carrying for this president. I guess in thinking in doing this, it would ensure your speakership if, in fact, you gained power in the House at any election. Now, here you are, you've gained the power in the House, but the same Trump supporters that you've gave tons of money to during their elections this past November, he gave $1 million to the newly elected the guy in Ohio who just beat out the Democrat. He gave $1 million to his campaign. Mm-hmm. He voted against him. How do you give somebody $1 million to support your campaign and you turn around and give them your ass to kiss? Really? Seriously? So this little cat fight that they're having is amusing. It shows really the chaos in the Republican Party in and of itself, with the different levels of quote unquote conservative and then the just crazy out there nut wing part of it, the Taylor Greens and all of them, because they were all in bed with each other at one point. They were all kissing his ass, kissing Trump's ass and everything. but I do believe Trump always had this in his back pocket that if this was to happen, this is what y'all to do. Y'all to activate and not vote for this mofo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just it's funny to see. But anyway, getting back to this crook of a crook, he's lied about everything. He's lied about this campaign, this throughout his campaign about this organization he's had with rescuing cats and dogs, working for Citigroup and Goldman Sachs. But my whole thing is this: during your campaign, right, when you say these things, people vet these things. So why weren't people vetting any of this information to verify that it's true? Was it because he was giving you white boy privilege that you didn't feel the need to vet anything he said? Because if I can remember correctly, anytime Barack Obama mentioned anything that he's done in law school, undergrad, or anything like that, we were running to the books or the school themselves to verify had he not done the things that he has said. So it's just funny to me how this man even threw in there that he was a part of the LGBT community. Like, when you trying to hit all the bullet points?
He was hitting all the talking points. Going for everything.
Yeah, I mean,
he's 1/4 black. You didn't know that, did you?
No. Didn't know that either.
He's Hispanic, black, gay.
That's crazy.
He's even trans.
Oh God. He does not want to have no stone unturned. But the fact that McConnell, you hear me? That McCarthy is even silent on this. I mean, he's the same way with the, Obama, the birth certificate thing when they were doing all that. He was very silent on that. He didn't say that necessarily that he didn't feel like Obama was an actual legitimate president because he wasn't born here, but he didn't speak up against it either. So even in this situation, I think he's keeping his mouth closed, hoping, oh boy, would be a vote for him come this election term. But it looks like he's not even voting for him. So yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on the crook?
They've just stooped to a new low. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where they've gotten so used to it that they figure they can just come right out of the gate and just grift their way.
Yeah, it really is crazy though. I just never would have.
You said kente cloth. Hey, Babs.
Right. Where's everybody? Ain't nobody on their knees in the kente cloth praying.
Look.
Where's Miss Kitten Heels?
The ones that didn't get up.
Where's Miss Kitten Heels? She not in her Kitten Heels praying for democracy. But it's just really ridiculous.
Just waited until after he was elected. Yeah. So now, see, that's the whole thing. Once he was proven that there was, disparity, that they should have not confirmed him, or not confirmed him. They shouldn't be.
Right, but they wanted to win the seat. That's all it was. It was about
that's the whole thing. They didn't care who it was. Yeah. It's like a Herschel Walker type thing. They know he has issues, so they figured, just keep it hush.
Right.
And we'll just get in there. We'll figure it out once we get in there.
Yeah. But thank God for people not voting for that fool. We ain't gonna talk about him. But also this other story with facial recognition, they're starting to use that a lot in picking up people for crimes. And this kind of went very wrong. A 28-year-old man was wrongly accused out in DeKalb County, Georgia. He was arrested due to a new technology that is used to basically use your face to find you, like a warrant poster. And this young man was arrested and brought into custody, and come to find out it wasn't him. It's just really crazy.
And that could be real easy anyway. How many of us know people who favor each other?
Right. Yeah.
Some not even in the same family or anything like that.
Right.
That just look Shit, you go halfway across the country and see a Pookie, okay?
Right. So it's just really crazy. In
So
New
I guess they're gonna
Orleans
have
is
to
where
start
this
pushing the.
technology is used.
I guess I see they're gonna probably have to really push for if you falsely arrest these people, start prosecuting, going after that
Yeah,
money.
yeah, right, right. It doesn't say
That's
if the young man is going to sue, but I hope he does.
Oh yeah, he's going to sue.
Civilly.
He's the first. He's the first one. He's going
Yeah,
to sue.
he's the first casualty. He should sue.
And we in a recession. Yeah,
Right.
get that bank any way you can.
That's it. That's it.
But we knew
So,
that was going to be a problem anyway because of the programmers were having
mhm,
issues, especially with darker skinned
right.
people of color.
Mhm,
Because of course the templates are all set for white people and things like that.
right. Right.
But they use that over in China. That's why
Mm,
whenever they would have, that's why they would when you would see them have the protests, you
mhm,
notice they would all dress in black, but they would
right.
also carry umbrellas
Mhm,
because they are so integrated into their system. If somebody catches a glimpse, they could be prosecuted
mm. Yeah, that
or
makes sense.
or fined. So that's why whenever you would see them protesting in China, they were always
Mhm,
carrying umbrellas. They were always had it wasn't just because they were shooting with the water cannons, but it was also to make sure that um, you didn't get a glimpse of their face. So they were also wearing masks also when they
right.
did their protests.
Yeah, I did notice that. And now that you say that, that makes sense. Hmm,
Hmm. Yeah, because it's even,
crazy.
I mean, just simple things. They would receive like demerits or something because they would
Mhm,
use it really heavy into using cryptocurrency and things like that,
right.
type of thing, and they would penalize the people for different things. You couldn't ride the subway or just all kinds of strange stuff.
Mhm. That is crazy. Let's see. Speaking of international news, sorry, I was just waiting for it to populate. Um, this had came across the news a while ago, a couple days ago. These three white men have now been charged, showing them attacking black teens in a South African swimming pool. Uh, this was when was this? Because I know I saw it on my Instagram feed, and I just thought it was like, what is this? For
Mm.
some reason, I thought it was like back in the day when I first saw it. I was like, is this like some kind of old clip, or is this some kind of
No, it's freaking.
Serafina too? And then I'm like, this is now. What? I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because at first I was just like, I glimpsed at it and I wasn't really paying attention. And I just thought, really, are we doing this again? Are we doing some kind of Serafina?
Mhm. That was a good play too. I saw that.
Yeah, it was. It was thing. But then I'm like, no, this is happening like right now, like in 2022. Crazy, but it does show the level of racism across the world, not just not just here at home, but around the world. That those sentiment and those feelings have not changed. They have not moved. Granted, there have been some progress in South Africa, but there's still hatred out there.
Still the basic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have literally the white men were choking this
Yeah, that's
young
what got
kid.
me.
Yeah,
How comfortable they were in handling
yeah,
these
yeah.
teenagers,
Right,
putting their hands. When I meant by handling,
right, right.
putting their hands on these teenagers.
Yeah. These teenagers were at a resort pool that apparently uh, black people couldn't be in. They were for the white patrons, and so they were grabbed out of the pool by white spectators. But the three men have been charged 133, 47, and uh, I don't know. I don't show the age of the 47. Yeah, I don't show the age of the third person, but two of them have their ages on here. I mean, way too old to be manhandling children like that. It's
Mhm.
absolutely ridiculous. But yeah.
Yeah,
So
because you know them down down there in South Africa, they'll get the marching in rhythm. And they actually did that around.
yes, they did. I'm not
They
doing.
went to the hotel and they were going around and chanting and all the rest of that. Oh yeah, that shit can get ridiculous.
Yeah, it sure can. But yeah, prayers to those young men and to the people of South Africa that the fight still continues. You know,
Yes.
you may have had Nelson Mandela as your president, the late great Nelson Mandela as your president, and thought maybe things were turning around. But just as much as things can turn around, they can also remain the same.
Remain
So
the same. Hmm.
definitely don't want to
Yeah,
lose sight.
the struggle is global.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
struggle is global.
definitely is
Yeah,
very
they
much so.
fuck around, get a spear in the back of their neck.
Fuck around and find out for real, for real.
Hmm.
Uh, and speaking about fucking around and finding out, I just kind of got a glimpse of this story maybe like last week that I did not know about. So this is news to me. There was a 13-year-old boy that was shot and killed by a white man who didn't receive any charges, like
Yeah.
none whatsoever. Like not a summons to go to court, not a interrogation interview, nothing, no questions asked. It was like,
Yeah, they never even said as far as what was the encounter.
right,
See, that's the one
nothing.
thing I was waiting on, and there's like dead silence.
Yeah, nothing. There's no talks about there was an encounter with this young teenage 13-year-old boy. Nothing at all. Um, it brings back, of course, memories of Trayvon Martin
Hmm.
murder, Amon Arbery, just in those same kind of legal pathways. This black person, this young black kid, I'm not even going to say person because we always seem to generalize black and young as adults, and they're not, they're children.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Did they say where that was? What state that was in?
um,
Because I know they dropped all the charges and everything.
uh, Columbus, Franklin County prosecutors. Franklin County. I'm not sure where Franklin County is in. Let me see. I think it's North Carolina.
Hmm.
I think North Carolina. I think.
BAP said Ohio.
Is it? I said North Carolina. Let's see. Investigators are told North Carolina. Okay, it's probably just the paper. Hold on. Eat. It might be. Yeah, in Columbus. Yeah, it's Ohio. So this white man is claiming it was self-defense, but there's no credible evidence. He said that there was no credible evidence enough to charge the white man, so they dropped it. But what happened? There's no
Hmm. Yeah, you're not hearing any background. What led up to the confrontation?
confirmed the court records that an eyewitness who knows Butler, told police that he saw him exit in a red truck. He shot Smeeze a couple of times. He got back in the truck, drove off, and that was it. But there's still no evidence of what happened. But it claimed that her son has a gun and she didn't see a weapon. Oh, of course, typical. They're trying to say that the young man had a gun and the white man was shot him multiple times in self-defense. The mother is saying that she knows of no record of her son ever having a gun or a weapon on him. Uh, yeah, this is just, and again, here we are with the same stories until you get the Al Sharptons and everybody else come running down to these cities causing havoc, and then it's, oh, let's start paying more attention. Then we find out that the prosecutors and the this and the that, everybody's done this cover up kind of
Yeah,
scheme to keep this
yeah.
quiet.
The
That's the
government's going
problem.
to have to get involved, but the
Yeah.
federal is going to have to get involved because even the information that's coming out is
It's
just so vague.
sketchy.
Why,
There
you're not
definitely
hearing anything.
nothing at all. You're not even finding out, well, what was the reason for this? Uh, was there any altercation? Nothing. It's just like a 13-year-old kid killed for what? And you're a grown ass man. Like,
Yeah, so that's the same. That, yeah, like you said, same BS, different city.
right, right, right. So definitely a story that we'll be keeping close eyes and ears on. In some health news, depression may look different in Black women. So you definitely want to, as we all should, be paying attention to our health and our well-being, because of course your health is your wealth. But a study has come out that various symptoms in depression translate differently and go undiagnosed or miscared for in Black women. Black women with symptoms of depression more often reported sleep deprivation, self-criticism, stereotypical symptoms such as depressional moods. According to a new study done by NYU, their nursing college at Columbia University of School of Nursing found out information or did a study regarding Black women and depression.
Yeah, that's
I'm just trying to like wrap my head around putting people, not just Black women, but Black families and Black people in general, in different situations where in which they are always like trying to survive or make more or do more, or just trying to hold their heads above water. I would think that there would be times of feeling these types of depression moments. So I'm just not, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It is interesting, but I don't know how I feel about it.
well, our lives are so drastically different. Our
Yeah,
experience is
right,
so different, and I mean, we're always in survival mode.
right.
See, that's the whole thing. We're always in survival mode, and and then when you're raising your kids, you don't have the luxury of seeing a psychiatrist or a psychologist or having that kind of support system.
Right, right.
Um,
Very good.
that are
And then the
Caucasian
healthcare
counterparts,
system.
and yeah, who do you go to when you can't trust anybody?
Right. Oh, you go to the pastor.
And he's literally trying to fuck you. But anyway,
Right. Right. Fuck you out of your
so
drills and your money.
and your
So,
money. So you can't trust anybody because
right.
you have to be careful. People will take advantage of you.
Yeah.
You know.
That's really sad. But we definitely want to just be mindful. It's definitely a good article to check out. I thought it was interesting. But I did feel like it's a bit like, okay, a lot of these things people deal with on a regular basis due to a lot of things.
Mhm.
And it's almost like, somebody going, oh, really? You struggle with that? And it's just like that's been
Yeah, it's like you
the
seem so,
issue.
but it's our reactions too, the way that we react to it.
Yeah.
You just don't fall apart. That everybody's worked with that white coworker or whatever, and
Hmm.
you go, "Hey, how you doing?" And you'll just say, "Oh, I'm fine." And then they say,
Right.
"Well, how are you?" And then they just go to, my da 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 da
Right.
da 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 da. And in my mind, I'm like, "You weren't supposed to do that. You
Right.
weren't
You're
supposed to
just
tell
supposed
me."
to just
Yeah,
everything.
I don't. The reason why you weren't supposed to do this because you don't know what that person's going through.
Yeah.
Even though they say that they're fine, you keep your troubles to yourself, or you may talk about something light, not necessarily heavy.
Heavy. Yeah. And I think part of this, the reason why I felt like a little when I as I skimmed through it, it's almost that it was um, part of me was hearing as I was reading the angry black woman. And this is
Mm,
why the black woman is so angry because they deal with depression and this and that. And it's just like, no, people can get frustrated and have enough is enough. And sometimes not want to be bothered with BS. And then
mm,
sometimes it has nothing to do with any of this that you're stating. So it's almost like, to me, I kept hearing a bit of kind of making excuses for something that they always look to as like, why is she so angry? Why is she so angry? Well, she's angry because of this. You know what I'm saying? And they're just like, that's not always the case. So I don't
yeah,
know. I just felt like as
yeah.
I was reading it, like it was helping them understand, you know,
Mm,
why Shaniqua always felt the way. Like, I understand you, girl. Like, no, you really don't.
mhm. And then you
You
have
don't.
to figure out too what's. I was reading TC. It's like what's actually classified as depression
Mhm.
and what's
Right,
just actually just life. Just
right.
you have life problems.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
I don't classify everything as depression.
Mhm.
You know. Now, if I lay in a bed for the week, lay in bed for a whole week and don't want to
Right,
do anything, I don't necessarily say that's depression. Now, if I don't eat while
right.
I'm laying in the bed, or I'm partaking of the liquor,
Yeah, yeah.
or
I mean,
something
they
else,
talk about that even
necessarily.
in the article too about appetite and things of that nature. But
I mean, there's other things, but if I don't feel like being bothered, that's self care. Sometimes you need to shut down
yeah,
and move away from a lot of the things that are triggering you or may trigger you. So
mhm,
sometimes you just have to say, "Fuck it, let's leave me alone. I'm going in the room. Don't talk to me for a week." you know, that type of thing.
right, very true. Uh, mm,
Yeah, because Lord
yeah,
knows if we do
yeah,
need to take care of our mental health. Be walking around here with trench coats with shotguns and automatic weapons underneath our coats.
child, they would then have gun protection safety laws because they
Oh yeah,
wouldn't let us do that.
hell yeah.
They can let the white counterparts do it, but they wouldn't let us do it. Let's
Yes,
see.
I forgot the whole. Yeah, Dif yeah, that's the whole thing, just classifying what's actually depression to you.
Mhm.
Let me
Let's
see
see.
what I do believe you should even badasses. Yeah, that's true. Just he said just evil.
Mm, very true. Also, in some other news too, I did forget this. Charlene Mitchell, who I didn't know, I learned about because I learned every day, was the first Black woman to run for president. Died at the age of 92 um, recently, right before the new year hit. So I thought that was pretty interesting and a
I
great
always
piece.
thought it was Shirley Chisholm
I
when I
did
read
too.
that. I was
Yeah,
just thought it was Shirley Chisholm.
I did. I thought it was Shirley Chisholm too. I was so like, what? There was somebody else before?
Mhm,
But there was. Her name was Charlene Mitchell. She was the first Black woman to run for the White House. She passed the age of 92 on the 14th of December, right before the new year.
mhm.
So definitely check out that
And she was
article.
running with the Communist Party,
Yes.
and
Yep. She
that
was
was
running
another one.
the U.S. Communist Party at the age of 16. She served as a young revolutionary activist at home and abroad. She's an Ohio native, and she spent 60 years in Harlem.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. Leading campaigns of freedom and equal justice for all people. Yep. Mm.
Yeah, like I said, I always
Uh,
thought it was Shirley Chisholm.
yeah,
So
me too.
when I read that one, I was like, "Who is this? I never heard about her. She was never
Right,
in the
right.
books." God damn you, CRT.
Yeah, right, right. Actually, James Baldwin uh, called her the Joan of Arc of Harlem.
Of Harlem. Mhm.
Yep, Joan of Arc of Harlem. That she dared to utter and speak truth to power. So yeah,
Mm.
bless her and her family. But 92 years—that's a long time.
Yeah.
But that's
Y
crazy. 92 years and not even know that she actually ran
yeah,
for the
you're
White
right,
House.
TC, when, he said she said, when we talk, it's considered complaining."
Yeah, yeah. That part is true. All the time.
Hmm. Yeah, what are you complaining about? It's like, no, it's not complaining. This is what's going on. I'm trying to tell you that, or the person that you're telling that you're you're just speaking to doesn't really listen. Sometimes it's
Hmm.
best not to say anything. You can't fix it. You just want somebody to listen.
Right, right. Yeah. So I don't know, but yeah. Shout out to that. I don't know if I really want to go into that one just now. Let's see. Um, Now this one I saw that you put it in there, and when I pulled it up, I didn't really read it, so I'm just going to skim through it real quick. But it's the Buffalo woman who used Facebook to live stream to rescue a man caught outside in a winter storm.
Yeah, when we had that cold snap,
Yeah,
um, she um
there are
she said
three.
this guy was just outside her house. He's mentally disabled.
Okay.
So she ended up going on Facebook, and evidently his I guess his family
For
didn't
assistance.
know. I believe he was I believe he had a job or whatever, but I guess he was going home and
Okay.
got
You
caught
got
out there in
caught
that
up.
weather. And
Uh,
his hands was frostbitten. They looked
oh
terrible.
wow.
Looked like two mitts. But
Ooh.
she took him to her house. He was an older white guy. I would say
Right.
maybe late 50s, early 60s, mentally
Mhm.
delayed.
Right.
And that was like a feel good story. That's what we should be doing, taking care of
Right.
each other.
Yeah.
Um, and especially now we have all this global warming,
Hmm.
uh, and the weather is just off the chain. You,
Wow.
you
So she
know,
called the National Guard. She also called 911, and nobody really got attention until she put it on Facebook.
put it on Facebook. Yeah,
That is crazy. Um, yeah, and during that time of weather, somebody should have immediately, when she called, should have ran
yeah.
out there.
It was harsh.
It was crazy.
It was really harsh. She had that one young lady who died in
The
her
guard,
car.
the
From
guard, yeah.
accident. But that's the one thing. If you ever get trapped, if you ever get you're in your car, make sure your tailpipe is not blocked
Mm-hmm.
because the carbon
Nice.
monoxide from the car is what did her in.
Oh, okay.
Because carbon dioxide makes you sleepy,
Sleepy, yeah.
and she probably went to sleep and just never woke up.
Mm.
But the snow had blocked the exhaust vent on her car.
Wow.
It's a, it's such a blessing. This weather is one like yeah, it is pissed at all of us after COVID. No, that's the Earth taking trying to take our asses out.
It is crazy. Let's see what else we got here. I think it was one more story. If I
And
can
say
find it.
if they didn't last a minute.
Okay, so here we go with what did Joe and Kamala do for Black people? Is what the article says.
A year in review.
A year in review. What the article basically focused on was the Black female first, of course, the first Black female Supreme Court justice that was appointed. Um, Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. Also, a number of Black female judges that have been appointed by federal bench. Definitely take a look at that. Marijuana pardons. I don't
Mhm.
know whether that's focused on Black folks, but I guess because of the incarcerate of Black people and drugs. But it's the same person that didn't Trump just say he wants to have all the drug dealers executed or put on death row?
Mhm.
So, yeah, just help me understand. How about $1 billion in loans for Black-owned small businesses? So I don't know, you small business Black owners, y'all better get on the money. They're giving out money.
Mhm.
Executive orders on police
You got to pay
reform.
it back.
Make sure you pay it back. Now I don't know about this student debt cancellation. He talked about it, but they ain't done it yet.
I
So
was getting ready to say
I
no, but it's
would
because
hold
the
off.
Republicans keep blocking it.
I would hold off on that. They did sign the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill finally.
After what, 50 some odd years,
Right.
60 years.
The Inflation Reduction Act, I don't know. I would hold off on that too. But they talked about that, and that was pretty much it. So far. But the only thing I can probably hang the hat on is, of course, the federal judges, the female federal judges. It's been the highest and the most even out of any president of the United States.
Yeah.
Biden is leading the charge on that. So that is definitely a good thing.
TC said they did nothing. They sure didn't. They need to sing this every time they do something. They really need to play it up.
Yeah, they do, because it doesn't look like it doesn't look like they're doing anything, because everything is overshadowed with everything else. Like we've talked about for days, they were talking about Donald Trump's taxes. Right now, they're talking about the infighting that the Republican Party is doing just to pick a Speaker of the House. So it's like all the things that you are doing that may be beneficial to the American people, none of that gets shown, because it shows that you're doing absolutely nothing but, just kind of holding everything together with the Scotch tape that was given to you from the people in the office. So it's really ridiculous and kind of sad.
TC, you still receiving emails? They want their money now.
Right. I want my money. I want it now. But speaking of which, there is some video footage of somebody at least trying to take advantage of this Biden and Harris silence and break away for some freedom. Let's take a look at this. This is the kicker for me. They wrong for this one, but it's so hilariously funny. First of all, he kicked the window thing open. That's how he got out.
Yeah. You lost the inmate. He lost them, y'all. Where's your backup?
You about to lose your job.
He lost the inmate.
You about to lose your job. Yeah, he's really about to lose his job.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
no pension for you.
No pension for you whatsoever. You about to
lose a man in an orange jumpsuit.
How about it's just you? So that means he was either going to an appointment or something where it was just like you had to do that one job and bring him right back. Yeah, and you can't even chase after the man because you're that overweight and out of shape.
That you're carrying about 35 pounds around your waist.
I'm just saying.
And that guy wasn't running that fast.
No, he really wasn't. No, he was not running that fast.
It wasn't that fear. He didn't have that fear run.
No, right.
He should have been floating on air because I'd have been. But then again, where's he going to go? He's in handcuffs.
Right.
You're in an orange jumpsuit.
You're in an orange jumpsuit.
Don't wear no orange. Don't wear no orange. You'd be mistaken. Now, see, what that driver wanted to do was go over there and snatch one of the women.
Right. And put him in their place.
Put him in his place. Put them right in this place. That's okay.
Yeah.
Nobody will notice the difference.
Right. Still a body count at the end of the day.
Where in the hell you going to go? You in handcuffs and an orange jumpsuit. Where do you
I
think you're
have
going to run to?
no idea. None whatsoever. Yeah, he thought he was going somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. He was doing a little light jog and he was not running hard. All he had
And
to
as
do
long
was
as
make
he
it
took him to
5
jump over
minutes.
that fence, it was like you couldn't catch him.
No, they probably found him. They probably found him dead the next day from cardiac arrest.
Oh man, just crazy. So we're going to take a little commercial interlude break for just a quick second. So yeah, here we go right here. All right. Hey, welcome back. Yeah, so
look what we have down the bottom. Thank you, Miss Magnificent, for the $10 super sticker.
oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the super.
Now that means you got to show some skin, right?
Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate it.
They want to see that shit. They want to see flesh.
Not on this show. Not on this show. Now the nightcap, you might see some flesh, but not here. And the nightcap will be this Friday too. So, well, Friday night.
Oh,
so it's gonna be a whole busy night for me.
What time Friday? I won't be able to make.
Whenever the other show is over, King. So I'll just be, they pray for me.
What you want to do it on a Saturday? I could do it on a Saturday.
Yeah, I think that might be best. I think we might do that.
Let me know.
I will, because I think because I thought about that too. I was like, oh, that'll be a back-to-back. I was like, I don't know if I'll have the energy. So we'll see.
Hit me up.
Okay, not a problem. So if you want to see some skin, nightcap is where you go for that. But anyway, thank you so much for the super sticker. Definitely appreciate it. And for those of you, of course, the Cash App is there, but you don't have to, because of course it's not that type of party. We do what we do because it's all about knowing and growing together, which is more important than anything.
And we love our people. We love the people.
Yes, we love the people, and the peoples love us. But it's always good to be appreciated. And let's just get into Who Said That, which is the part where we can, well, some of us, let our hair down and talk about other things.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
All right. So now here's the Who Said That. Now, Who Said That, for those of you who may be new to, what we do here. This is where we talk about other stuff. Sometimes politics gets thrown in there, but this is where all the other, like, entertainment and what's going on the YouTube streets, quote unquote, gets talked about, if it comes across my desk or if in fact I happen to be in the bushes. First, I would like to give a shout out to 2 people who shouted me out today, not for no reason, but I was just there, which I am always there to support, because I do support a lot of people and I don't look for anything in return, because that's not what it's about for me. But I do appreciate when people take the time to at least acknowledge me or what I do, which I'm always humbled by it. But Miss Tita Talks, definitely always a pleasure. And thank you so much for always shouting me out and things of that nature. And Just Kimmy, definitely thank you for shouting me out today. I didn't expect that, but definitely appreciate it. I know Duchess Kelly Love does sometimes too, and thank you very much for doing that. Queen Kwani, a whole bunch of other people, but thank you guys so much for
just making the rounds, aren't you?
Yeah, just because I just be listening. Sometimes, I have a bit of nosy, so sometimes they'd be like, "What they talking about?" So I'm there just, listening like everybody else and laughing sometimes too. Uh, but it's nice because I don't do all that all the time. So it's nice to know that people are listening and watching and actually paying attention, and it's not just done all in vain. So definitely, firstly, like to give a shout out to that. Now, with all that said, so Christmas was a bit of a mess, a little bit here, of course, and now the new year comes in, and it seems to be a problem with an alliance or not a problem. I don't know. It's a bit confusing. I don't know, just getting tail in bits because I thought it was like Tracy, Kimmy, and Phi on one side, and then the others on the other side, like Bree and Pizza and Lady Nika. But apparently, there seems to be a problem with Tracy falling off the alliance wagon. I don't know. I have no idea. I just think like um we could have at least waited till after the new year, maybe. You didn't have to be because a lot of people just assume like once the new year come, watch this thing fall apart. And you kind of making a lot of those predictions that some people have put forth true by having this little hiccup here. So I don't know. Wishing them all the best that they, get it together and, moving right along and whatever it be, let it be. But that's just interesting. And I noticed a lot of people have said that they're going to stop begging in 2023. This is the whole
the lies they tell.
just stop begging. And some people have increased their chain shaking. I saw
You hold up the cup.
Yeah, I saw Jay Dunn had a whole Jameson bottle canister with change in it, shaking it, action for donations. I thought that was fun. But again, it's people can give who give how you feel you should, how you feel you should give. I mean, nobody should dictate to you who you should give to. My whole thing is just be mindful that some people are just this is what they do. So they will do anything.
Just remember too, if you don't have it, don't get you.
Right. And that part is
your support your support should be enough.
Should be enough,
but,
right?
If you want to grow the platform and things like that, it's up to you. But if you don't have it or your money's tight,
that's it.
Don't
do that. Don't overextend yourself. I get it that a lot of this can be entertaining and entertainment for a lot of us because it's always something going on and it's a show for a lot of people, and that part I understand. But at the same time, don't overextend yourself. Times are hard for everyone.
Because at the end of the day, if you can't pay that Wi-Fi service,
if you can't pay that Comcast or that Cox or whatever it is that you have,
on your phone, Verizon bill, T-Mobile, it don't do no good. You're giving them or you're supporting them,
and you can't watch them.
Right.
So you got to make sure that you take care of home first.
Always.
Just make sure you take care of home first. Other than that, not too much rumbling and shaking that I know of. If I missed something, somebody let me know. But it was mainly quiet. I think everybody had like a ceasefire moment, a little bit going on. I don't know. I don't know.
Are they gearing up? Are they resting up for the big shit?
I think so. I personally think it's just the calm before the storm kind of thing. Everybody's just gearing up for the new year, new year, same shit kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Not keeping my ear too close to the streets for that. Just whatever may come across. As far as any movies, I didn't watch anything in particular. I told you guys before that I did watch the Whitney I Want to Dance with Somebody. It was interesting. Hopefully you guys check it out. I don't know. I just think certain parts, like I told you guys before, I think certain parts were like overly drawn out, like her having an experience with another woman. Okay, whoop-de-doo. If she
Big
did,
deal.
if she didn't, big deal. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't understand the constant wanting to bring that up. Because that happens in certain people's lives. They do have experiences that just aren't,
And
everybody
some people need to have experiences
Yes, right.
before they fuck up other people's lives.
Or living their true experience
Truth.
instead
Yes,
of trying to
living your truth. Shit.
living your truth instead of trying to placate this kind of life that you necessarily do not live, like i.e. A Donnie McClurkin type, where you constantly talking about you're battling. You wouldn't be battling something
You
if
know
you
what?
just lived in it.
If you lived in it, broke off a couple of dozen pieces, blow the dust off of it, lube it up, slap it, rub it down.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, damn, man, shit, it's your life.
Right.
It's your life,
But yeah, so I don't know. But overall it was a decent watch. I mean, it was a decent watch. Do I feel like people should be getting like Oscar praise for it? Not really. No. But it was a decent watch.
I'm just tired of them recycling the same stuff. It's like, let the woman, God damn, let the woman rest. Every time you turn around, there's another damn documentary, docu-series, docu-this type thing.
Right.
There are other performers that we want to hear about.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to check out the Dionne Warwick one.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one.
They did.
One.
Yeah, I think it was on CNN or whatever. So it may have to catch it on there. But they ran it Sunday. I didn't get a chance to do that. But she's definitely one of the greats. Class act, and could blow. That's what I'm
cigarette throat and all. Cigarette throat.
That's right. Cigarette throat and weed. Partaketh of the plant. But there are other artists that they need to focus on. They keep focusing on the same ones over and over and over. And I'm saying, and it's like beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
There's more tea yet to be spilled on other performers. Yeah, it was always that, and especially how the business.
Right. Yeah.
You think it's all glamorous.
I think that's the main thing that needs to be focused on, that a lot of them just glance over it. It's like the business itself needs to be exposed to the type of things that the artists were put through that may have led to different situations. Like, I can't wait to see Prince's. Like, if they were to do one.
If they were to do, if it was up to his family, they would have done one the day after he passed. They were all up in Paisley Park.
Yeah.
My
gosh. That's just
but not only that, all the music
welcome.
All the music that he wrote that we didn't know about.
Yeah.
All the songs
that he wrote for different artists
and things like that. Was it Magic Monday?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew for the longest time, never did it. And every here in Baltimore, they early in the mornings they used to have the Magic Monday. They had to sing along. They would have different organizations sing along on Channel 13 News, and it was they've been doing that for years. And I never knew that Prince wrote that song.
She's getting paid, just paid upon paid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's definitely a movie I will be interested in watching.
I went to the theater again. I saw the Avatar.
Oh,
yeah.
How was that? I haven't seen it yet.
It was long. It's pretty. It's a pretty movie. The special effects.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do them seats again. But I'll probably
you know what? I spent $50 at the goddamn movie theater. I should have got laid for that. That's some serious money.
Them seats, making sure you get laid. Tell me some lobster dinner. No. If I get these damn seats, it's gonna be more that's gonna be vibrating by the time this is over.
How much is popcorn? Can we get a medium?
I started doing what my mother used to do when we were kids, carrying stuff like this.
That's right.
Like stuff from the dollar store and stuff.
Get a bag. You get, they I don't know if they still do it. They used to check the backpacks and stuff. So
right. No,
yeah,
not so much.
not so much.
No, nothing now. I guess unless something else happens, then they might start doing that. But
yeah,
no,
that I guess to the time of day that you go.
Yeah,
I go old folks hours.
Oh, okay.
Because I go early because I don't want to be in there breathing that recycled air with
Yeah.
for 3 hours.
It hasn't been that bad. Just that one time when I went to go see that one movie with the nun who was like doing exorcist, where she wanted to be an exorcist.
Oh yeah, be the exorcist. Yeah,
and the lady was sitting right next to me when there was a whole bunch of seats. Like, and I'm like, I know, I smell good, and I was probably like, ooh, let me sit next to him. But no, I didn't want you next to me. It's like, please move, and there was no way I could move. I was like, you're really too close. But other than that, it hasn't been that bad. It hasn't been that bad.
Yeah, it was empty when I went. I went on a Sunday. Matter of fact,
Okay.
this past Sunday.
Okay.
And like I said, other than that, the movie was long. It was about 3 hours.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It was entertaining.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, it wasn't bad or anything. It's just a continuation of the first one.
Okay.
So I hope he doesn't take another 20 years.
Almost like exactly where they left off, kind of picked up.
Yeah. Once they chased everybody off of the planet, except for the ones that stayed, and now there's a new campaign because they're saying what their real motive is to actually colonize this world as its own because Earth is dying.
Okay.
So that you got to meet some other tribes and things like that.
Okay.
And their ways are blue people. That's great. Yeah, they have blue people and they have green people. And other intelligent life forms.
Look at that.
But it was pretty good. You like science fiction, you'll enjoy that. Okay. And at least this time when I went to that theater, they had the heat on because we had a cold snap. Yeah, that's why I told you I went to the bathroom like 4 times. It was so cold. I was like, what is wrong with me? Am I diabetic? Oh, god damn. I sit down 30 minutes, I'm running to the bathroom again. It's like, oh, that's right. It's so fucking cold in here because the weather had changed so quick and they hadn't turned the heat on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
No, I thought it was weird when I went to the theater and it was like, oh, well, we have heat. I'm like, why would they put that? And then when you said that you didn't have any heat, I said, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah, I mean, they did not have any heat because it got cold real early in the in the season.
Yeah,
I mean, when I'm talking about, it was just like outside. You probably see.
Yeah,
and we kept telling them, turn the heat on. Everybody, you could always see everybody walk out, and they would walk right back in the audience, and they would go out there and say, "Can you turn the heat on? It's cold in there." Sheesh.
That is crazy, but no, thank God we still have heat and power.
Well, you know what? When we had that first windstorm, when we had that 8-degree night here, and we had the windstorm, and my shit flickered, and I was like, "Oh no, we will not be doing a Texas here."
Yeah. A lot of pipes were freezing. A lot of people's pipes were freezing.
Wow.
So definitely
turn the heat on.
Cold spells. Turn the heat on or keep your faucet on drip.
Yeah, dripping. Or take if you know where your intake is, which is normally if you live in a city, it's the front of the house where your main comes in. You could take a utility clip lamp with an old bulb, the old filament bulbs, not those LEDs, because they don't give off heat. The old light bulbs. Yeah, and just clip it onto your intake coming in, and that's enough to warm that pipe coming in from the outside. If if your water bill's too high, because water bills around here in the city for what you got, it ain't worth all that.
You're like, were you building another house or something? Like, what are you doing with this?
What you doing?
It's crazy. But yeah, so I just want to make sure that we're doing that. But that's it. That's all I got. I mean, I'll drop the link if anybody has anything they want to add or or anything that they did over, or if anybody has a resolution that they want to share. I just
Lies, lies, and more lies.
right. But other than that, that's all I got.
You say that
I'll
the
leave it
show
there
was
for a
off.
couple minutes.
I'm in an apartment, thankful. The lights stayed on. Yeah, that wind when that wind got the whipping. Look, when it got up to like 20 something degrees, it felt like
Right.
spring.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I had put air in my friend's tire because she doesn't really do all that. So I was like, well, her tires were low at one point, and I was like, well, I'll put air in them. And then that night it was really, really cold, and I was like, God, why did I pick this day to do it? And I was like, oh. So then the one night when it was pretty warm, it was like 50, like 48, 50 degrees here. I was like, oh. I went to go actually get gas, and I was like, well, let me go put air in the tires while it's warm. I'll do it now. I had to go to a different gas station, though, because the gas station that I was at, their machine was out of order. So I had to wind up going to the Wawa to do it there. But now I was like, damn, it's warm, because I wasn't expecting. I had scarf on everything because I just normally just do it before I come outside because I just anticipated being cold. And I was like, it's warm. I was like, it's warm as hell. I was like, oh no, you won't catch me because I get sick like that. So I said, no, I'll just stay bundled up. But it has been definitely very warm, surprisingly.
Yeah, 60 degrees. I'm surprised I didn't see ass jiggling.
Right.
You know,
I mean,
they'll break out those shorts and everything. They don't need a reason.
They came close. I saw a lot of motorcycles out. There were a lot of short sleeves. And you know these saltines, they
they'll ride with the tops down.
They don't hesitate to put on shorts with UGG boots and all types of dumbness, and you're like, it's dead cold winter. So nobody's gotten too crazy, but you know they do it.
I had my heater fan at full temp. Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh, here's another trick too. when you have like when it was really windy and even though your house is sealed up and everything,
right?
Like around your doors, where when the wind was blowing the way it was, we had real high winds, and the air, you could just feel the air just sweeping through. You know, painter's tape, that paper tape. Seal your doors with painter's tape because it'll block the air, but it won't pull the paint when you finish around, but it blocks the air. You seal up because I did my back door like that. I was like, God damn, did I just open the door? But it was just that the wind was blowing so hard.
Right.
And even around your windows, if you don't insulate and put plastic onto your windows, use the. This is real ghetto shit. but you're seriously, it'll keep your house warm. Use painter's tape. Just seal around. Because it's quick and easy. It looked like shit at first, but god damn it. I wasn't running. I did not have to turn my stove on to heat my house. Because y'all know that's the first thing y'all do.
That's the first thing you do.
In here.
Exactly. In here. Cut that oven on.
Cut that oven on. I ain't had to do that. I sure didn't. Fuck no. Because money, because this shit is expensive, and really, utilities have really gone up. Why did gas jump up 20 cents overnight?
I don't know.
It was like $2.99. Then I come back, it was like $3.19, $3.20.
Yeah. Yep. Because that's when I was like, oh, I'm gonna fill up. Everybody, I was like, oh, and I was like, wait a minute, it just went up. I was like, really?
Yeah, but I mean overnight, literally overnight. It's like right after the holidays.
That's what I'm saying. It was like Happy New Year, bloop, bloop.
I was like, oh shit. Somebody gave me a forewarning. I'd have went the day before to fill up my tank.
Right. But that's what made me go, because I was like, oh, it's 2 something. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That I can rock with that. Then I was like, no, it went up. I was like, that was quick. So oh well. But Valentine's Day is fastly approaching.
That's in February.
I know it is.
Do we have a Valentine's?
They got the shit already. No, I just do the conversational hearts. That's the reason why. So I bought a bag of those and ate them.
Never mind. Anyhow, let's say it depends on where you go. Okay. You said,
ain't nobody paying you no attention right now. So anyway,
yeah, me neither. So no,
but yeah, so that
it was like the day of February.
Yeah, they got Valentine's Day stuff up already. They had Valentine's Day stuff up during like while it was before Christmas.
They don't waste no time.
No time. They don't waste no time at all anymore. They used to have like these periods where they would take the stuff down and they would still be stuff kind of lingering.
You would at least have a month.
There is no lingering anymore. Soon as one is about to even happen, they hopping on the next one.
No, Patty Duke is ready. She got her plan. All right now.
All right.
I would say don't hurt nothing, but hurt everything.
Just don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't hurt yourself. They come and get you like they did the other Patty. Come and snatch you up.
And throw your flowers to the ground. You don't need that shit. It's a bomb in here, woman. You talking about some flowers? He snatched that shit out. I swear he snatched that shit out her hand so fast. Threw that shit to the ground. Like, fuck this shit.
Wait a minute. It's anthrax in them flowers.
They about to blow us up.
Right. They really are.
And she's like, wait.
Yeah,
no. Lady, are you for real?
Just
get the hell up out of here.
Just a couple weeks ago, she was throwing up.
Yeah. She's all had too much to drink. Can't go out on stage thinking you young.
She was listening to that Tupac. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with her.
California. She likes that song.
Yeah, but Patty Duke had me laughing. Right. Like I said at the end of one of the broadcasts, she was like, "Yeah, you see when they came and grabbed me off of stage?" I started laughing. That is crazy.
Yep. But that's all I got. I have nothing else I watched, so nothing else is going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to say anything supposed to come out. I guess this is that dry period.
Yeah,
movie wise.
Nope. If anybody has seen Emancipation, you can watch that. That's a good watch.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was really.
Yeah, it was. Really I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know. I guess after the whole Will thing, I guess I thought, oh, this is gonna be overkill because he's probably trying to make up for what had happened. But then
but that was something that was already.
Yeah, he did it before.
In motion.
Flap around the world. So that was interesting.
But it's definitely worth watching. It's not your typical slave porn.
Yeah, not slave porn. Stop.
Yeah, all those slave movies. They always the same ones. Well, there's some whipping, but they get whipped back, so that was even better.
Right.
Show a true depiction of what really happened. That
that a lot of them just didn't sit down and allow.
Yeah, we weren't at the fish fry on Sunday, singing like
reading a good book and humming and.
Said there won't be any good movies till May.
Yeah. I don't think so either. But let's see what other shows. I know there was a show I was watching. That show is a show. It's a cartoon, but it's like an adult cartoon. Aunt Somebody of Chicago is a season 2. I've seen the first season. Totally crazy. Second season is funny too. And the Police Department of Palisades, I think it is. That's an adult cartoon. Crazy as hell. But some of it's kind of funny.
Yeah. When does Little Mermaid come out?
May, I believe.
Okay.
I believe East.
I mean, they hyped it up. They were so upset. I thought it was coming out this Christmas.
Oh. I don't think so. No. I wonder if they may even push it. I thought it was definitely coming out in May of 2023, but I don't know if they may push it do the dumb stuff that they be doing, like, oh, we're gonna put it in Black History during Black History Month. No, just let it be.
Show it on the year when there's a leap year, right?
Right. Oh, you missed it. Too late. Sorry. So I don't know, but no, that's all. Yeah, ain't nothing else happening over here.
That's good. It's been relatively quiet on the streets.
Yes, it has. It's nice that it's quiet on the streets. You get to breathe and relax and not be so. But then too, sometimes if it's too quiet on the streets, then people will just be everywhere, looking everywhere. Like Dovey had dropped in the chat, and then when I went over there, she told me about the cruise she's having, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
Oh, now we're having a Dovey cruise.
Yeah, now she's doing the cruise.
Oh, okay. The okay.
All aboard. Apparently, this is going to be leaving out of Miami. And it's a 3-day cruise to the Caribbean.
For a 3-hour cruise.
The minnow will be lost. The minnow will be lost.
Okay,
right. So, I don't know.
Hey, JLC, how you doing?
What's going on, JLC? Nice to see you.
It's too quiet. Somebody's plotting.
Yeah,
somebody's
exactly.
plotting. Yeah,
that's all it is. That's all it is. Somebody plotting, or they already got the ammunition together, just waiting to hit the trigger, just pop, and then there it goes. So,
yeah. Even though I haven't been interacting too much the past couple of months, it's like you can kind of sense the tension in the air. It's like
it's the quiet before the storm. I'm telling you, it's just like you just sitting around like it's gonna rain on your head. It's gonna. I can smell
somebody's
the rain.
Gonna lose their job again
for the upkeep time. What I did definitely check out that I didn't watch the first time, but you should definitely go check it out. Troy Allen, Beefing 313. He is a total fool because he did an interview. He did a recap of an interview that he did with Star Bella, Rico's cat.
Yeah.
Absolutely the most dumbest thing ever. Just such a fool. But if you have some time to check that out, definitely check that out. That was hilariously funny. Yeah, Dovey has been looking nice now. I'm not gonna tell you. She definitely been putting some matte to the face and lipstick and everything. I said, okay, are we is this a new thing we doing for 2023? We making sure that we
you got to step your game up.
Like
step your game up.
Yeah, they taking T.S. Madison's words to heart and stepping their pussies up, and that's always great to see. But yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Stepped up, new, improved, and renovated pussies up.
No longer abandoned.
That's right. We are open for business.
Or reopen for business.
Yeah.
After a small drought and close.
It's like this whole house. We can make it, put some paint on it, make it look good again.
Slap some paint on these walls.
Or some lemon juice, tighten them up.
A little tune up. Gosh, because you can't get a new engine.
Yeah. Oh boy. So what is your game plan for the new year?
Of course, the whole license thing, like I told you, and definitely going for my Series 6, because that'll be next. Once I finally get the clearance for this, then I'll just go all the way, and then I can elevate myself in that, the career that I'm already in, and yeah, just trying to make some money and travel.
Okay, do more travel.
Yeah, definitely do more traveling. Definitely do more traveling. Because I I enjoy it, but sometimes it's like, do I really want to go? Yeah. And me going by myself, I'm a twin, so I'm always used to going with somebody. So going by myself, sometimes I have to really like talk myself into it. Like, you have a good time. So in doing the whole Chicago thing when I went, it was like, go, go, go. You'll have a good time. You'll enjoy yourself. And I did. So I'll do more solo travels. But yeah, normally I just go. And thank God I don't have to, deal with going somewhere with people and then having situations happen. Thank God that hasn't happened to me. But for those that have happened to, I wouldn't know. Like, that's just crazy that you go traveling somewhere with people that you trust and,
Yeah, that's the whole. That's kind of scary because you haven't heard that that type, especially with that young lady. You haven't heard that type of thing in a while. So, but everything is for the gram, though. And that's exactly
what they with Patty do. They put makeup down there.
Yeah, make it look pretty. Yeah, you get it tightened, rejuvenated. They've been shaving it and trimming it for years. So.
Or what they call that little yogi, some little egg shaped thing that goes up there.
Oh, was it Yanni egg or something?
Egg, yogi egg, whatever it's called. But yeah, I guess we just got ball wipes and spray. We just got ball wipes, spray, and blue pills for those who need them. I know that.
I ain't playing with no egg shaped vibrator shit. I ain't doing all that. Be shoving shit up and.
And if it's already small, ain't much you can do. You can find something else to do.
No, you just need to learn some new skills. Just learn some new skills.
But maybe that's why the people like that talk so much. Maybe that's because that's all they can do. Use your tongue for something.
No, but I've seen enough. I've seen enough clips with people removing dildos.
Yeah, no, thank you.
That's like the lift of your arm. It's like, I never knew. Where your organs go?
How did you get it up there?
No, that's people that are into that fisting play.
No, that's too much. That's too far. Like, you don't feel like touching or moving organs around. I know that
your lung, your spleen,
whatever it's up there. Like, that's just crazy. I just never understood that. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Beach. How are ya? Always a pleasure to see ya. Nice for you to hang out.
Hey, Beach, how you doing?
Yeah, see you everywhere. Also, I know a lot of people don't particularly like her, but I do hang out in her balcony because I don't hang out in nobody's bushes.
Deanna Irving coming out people's bushes.
Yeah, Deanna Irving, when she be going at people, when she be just roasting on people, she's funny as hell. She really is funny. Like, granted, a lot of people don't like her, but she is funny as hell to me. I just, hilarious. And the fact that her and Jay Wilson keep going back and forth, it's like, it's comedy gold. Just comedy gold. Just her going after him. I don't really know what he says about her, but I'm sure it's recycled. But hers is always different. Like, she'd be blowing up pictures. Like, it'd just be like, wow. just wow. But definitely check her out. She's definitely a hoot. Otherwise. But nothing much has been going on here.
Everybody's just sitting and waiting with bated breath.
Yes, just waiting. I feel like Celie on The Color Purple. Like, I was waiting to see what color the world was gonna be. Just too crazy. Yeah, I like Deanna. She's funny.
Yeah.
And everybody has their ways.
You have anything new planned for the channel? Anything you want to? Any direction?
Yeah, I've been thinking about a couple of things that I want to do as far as like interviews. Maybe not necessarily people on YouTube, but I reached out to the governor-elect, so hopefully we can do a quick interview since he will be the first Black governor of Maryland. I thought that was cool, so I did reach out to him, and his press secretary has gotten back to me. So we're just working on some things. So that's cool. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. And just some other things that I've kind of been toying around with to kind of do something different, but not so different. Maybe like moving the nightcap to like Patreon or something different to where we could be a little bit more like adult without the censorship of the two.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
I
stuff
can
like that.
definitely that
And
censorship
don't worry,
part.
it won't be like a whole lot of like $2 or something. Something that you can, easily just, and that way it's less censorship and you could really be adult and the issues and topics can
And
just
actually
be
have
something that's
a
not
serious
yeah,
conversation.
serious conversation and not
Yeah,
kind
because
of like
you have to curb what you say.
yeah, a lot. So just looking at different avenues to kind of expound on what this is. I have, of course, already moved this and other future shows or whatever to the podcast channel. So check out Cap's Corner on your Apple Podcasts.
He gets a whole corner.
Yeah.
Hey, BB Nice, how you doing?
What's going on, BB Nice? Always a pleasure to see you. But yes, I have a whole corner. And so I just look forward to doing a lot of new and different things. I do have some people have reached out to me to interview me, so that'll be interesting once we work out some final dates, and then I'll of course let you guys know. But of course, there won't be
And
nothing.
make sure, like I always tell you, make sure you pimp yourself.
Oh gosh,
God, I got to do this. I have to do all this shit.
Oh
My work
goodness.
is never done. God, like where are you going to be at? It's like where? It's like pulling teeth. It's like pimp yourself, man. Pimp yourself.
I do the pimping. I don't pimp myself. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so those are things I'm kind of working on presently. But I just want to get my work stuff kind of out the way so I can really focus on
it. Yeah.
Focus on this stuff. Because this is just, granted, it's part time, but it's just as important to me. So I like to make sure I devote my full attention to it and not just half-ass it. So yeah, so just trying to get the studying stuff out the way, and then I can really focus in on it. But yeah, it's coming. Don't worry, you'll have new intros and stuff like that too. So be on the lookout when it gets here. Yes.
Hey, how is Edith doing?
Edith is fine. Edith is enjoying his first, married Christmas and New Year's, and I definitely wanted to do a show before the New Year, but then my computer was acting up, so I was like, no, let me see what's going on with this because something was funky with the charger, and I couldn't find the other charger that I bought, so I had to wind up buying another one. So I had to get that situated, and I was like, no, we'll do it next week. And he was like, cool. But we may even just push it to Saturday because I just remembered that I did have the other thing back to back. So I was like, that'll be tough. But if I have to, then I'll do it. But I can push. Saturday would work better. So hopefully, if you're listening, Edith, let's push for Saturday instead of Friday night. But if not, let me know. But I'll text them after this. We'll probably text after this. But yeah, so getting the nightcap back, but definitely wanting to move it to somewhere where it's a little more adult, where we could really have those kind of conversations because everybody has questions. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. We want to make sure that it's all inclusive for everybody to ask their questions and not feel like they can't or kind of judgment in any way. We want to make sure that everybody feels welcome and free to, kind of let your freak flag fly a little bit. Just a little bit. Hey, Miss Milton, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah. What happened? Have y'all watched the show California Love? No. Is that on Netflix? Because one of my nieces had me watching some dating show where these people were supposed to, like, they thought they were going somewhere to hook up and like have sex because these people are famously known in their relationships to be like always just sleeping with the person, that they go to this island and nobody can't have sex with anybody. Because if they do wind up, they can't sex, they can't touch and feel, nothing. They have to like really get to know people. And if they do, they lose money. Like at first they are guaranteed this particular money, but if anybody like falls off the wagon, they lose money. So she had that on the other day, so we've been kind of been like backtracking watching that. I saw a new Circle popped up on Netflix that Oliver Twist is in. He is a YouTube content creator who is also friends with T.S. Madison. Saw that he is on the new Circle on Netflix, so definitely want to check that out, see what that's about. But
yeah, Netflix definitely need to step up their game.
They need to do something.
I'm telling you, I'm about to pull the plug on that bitch.
Yeah. But the amount of money that they're charging right now is not it's not a good look. It is definitely not a good look. And no shade, but Apple TV is just as bad. Because after I watched that series with Octavia Spencer, which was really good, there's really nothing else on
Nothing on it, yeah.
Nothing on it. No. So I think they all need to kind of pick themselves up. I don't know if during the pandemic, since everybody was home, they kind of threw everything kind of at these streaming services to where in which everybody was at home. But then as people started to kind of venture back out now it's nothing. So I don't know what's going on.
What a lot of them have done too is that they actually had some good shows, but they pulled the plugs on them.
Yeah.
They had one season, and
that's it.
Usually, especially if it's a series, usually develops after like a season or two. But I mean, for a couple of them to start out of the gate that were pretty good, and for them to just go ahead and just do away with them, I was real surprised.
Truth Be Told was great. Truth be told. I don't remember that. Truth be told. Was that the one with Octavia? Was that the one with Xavier Spencer? Why does that sound familiar? I don't remember the show with Octavia Spencer, but I think that might have been it. But she was a writer. That was Truth Be Told. Yeah, Truth Be Told was good. Yeah, Emancipation, we were just talking about that. That was really good.
That was really good.
Because I didn't expect it to be that good. For some reason, I don't know. I just didn't see Will in that kind of light.
You know what? When you can lose yourself in a character where even to your audience, they don't see you, they actually see the person that you're portraying. It's really good.
Yeah, I thought
it's on one on Showtime and Paramount Plus. I know. Then you got 5,000 channels to choose.
Right, and then they all want you to subscribe and pay. So it's like by the time you sit here, pay $10 here, $5 here, you done paid for a whole cable bill. But if you really sit back and add up the amount of subscriptions you have here,
you got a major bill. And we are in a recession, so we will be pulling some plugs on some of this shit. Or you just do it when the show comes on that you like to watch. You just get it for 6 months. They only want to run 8 episodes, and that's another thing too. The episodes are so the season is so short.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, real short. I'm like, God damn.
Yep. But I'll check it out. And any other shows that I come across, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, definitely check out some shows. And if there's some shows you want me to check out, let me know. And I'll check them out. If I like them, then I will continue to watch. If not, I'm not going to hold you. I'm probably not going to watch it.
And make sure you remember what platform they're on. That's kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
I mean, you have so many to choose from. It's like, now, another name of this show. Now,
where did I find it?
Find it at?
Yeah. Amazon has some good ones.
Yeah,
Amazon just has some good ones. I will say Amazon has stepped it up a little bit.
They would want to.
Yeah, they would. All right, guys. So that's all I have for this lovely evening. As always, please make sure that you are protecting yourself, keeping yourself safe. Do know that Rona's still out there. Know
Oh,
that
not only the Rona,
Mm.
homosexuals. This is homosexual season.
Yeah, because it's cold outside.
It's
So,
because it got real cold real early. Okay, so they out here. Don't
yeah.
fall for the bullshit.
So please don't do that.
Melissa, don't pick nobody up at the bus stop.
Don't do it, Auntie. Leave people there. Don't
Say
pick
hell no to homosexuals. All right, they just looking for a warm place to stay. You know, global warming is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
And it is quite chilly and unseasonable. Now, just because we hit 60 today, it could be 35 tomorrow.
Right. Very true. But please, everybody, be safe. Please make sure and know that death is imminent for everybody. So make sure you get yourself some insurance. We don't want to have you frozen by the potato salad nor the leftovers.
Potato salad.
Yes, nor the leftovers, and anybody trying to have a GoFundMe.
Next to that old bottle of mustard you got in the refrigerator.
That crusty bottle of mustard that you gotta scrape the top off because no, don't do it to yourself. Get yourself some insurance, and at least that way you can go the way you want to go.
And leave your plans. Leave your plans of what you want done.
Yes, do not have a living will.
And who you would like to have executed.
Yes. Have a living will. These things are important, so make sure we're doing that. And in this new year, I wish you all the best and prosperity and all the goodness that God has for you. And that's all I got. Anything else, any parting words you would like to add there, brother?
Not only that Patty Duke's husband won't let her have a homosexual.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right.
Everyone take care of yourself. Just do what you do. It's a new year.
That's it.
And don't lie to yourself. Don't make promises damn well you ain't gonna keep.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Live your life.
Yourself.
Love your life.
And love yourself more.
Definitely. Be that's one thing. Be selfish this year.
Yeah.
Love yourself more.
Bet on yourself. How about that? All right. Well, until next time, America, God bless. Peace.